Hi Paw Prince, back this month for Taurus. Now, as I've stated in the past, I do work with intuition and I read for a collective. So some things may not resonate with everyone and it may resonate with other people. And sometimes bits will resonate with you and other bits may not. So with that said, let's get on with the reading. So let's see what's going on with Taurus. So what's going on with Taurus? 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 So, I'm feeling like there's something going on recently that you love doing it, but it's not good for you. It could be an example like smoking. It's unhealthy, but some people love to do it. There's something you're doing that isn't good for you, but you love doing it. Kind of people are trying to warn you like the risks of it, and you're kind of, it's fine, it won't happen to me. One of those things where you think it won't happen to you because it's never happened to you in the past, but just because it doesn't happen now doesn't mean it won't happen. You're kind of got your back up and you're kind of fighting people on it. But the thing is, the heat's rising. On this, there's a fire underneath her, and that's only going to rise, and then she'll burn because she's at the top, so she can't run away from it. When it falls, she's going to fall into it. And it's kind of like, it gets worse over time. And the more it happens, the more it's going to get worse, and then you're going to end up one day falling in it. You need to be able to protect yourself, not just yourself, but you need to protect your body and stuff, because it's not good for you and it's draining you. It will drain you over time. You may not realise it's draining you now, but it will drain you. You think you're all fine and you're all good on your rock and on your pedestal and you're fine and you're not going to fall in that water. But as we know with rocks and cliffs, when the water hits it so many times, it starts to weed away at it and decay it, and eventually that rock's going to crumble. It takes a lot of time for it to build up and crumble, but that's over time. It's going to build up and you're going to come crashing down. The only people that are going to fight your corner are the people that are doing this with you. But you're going to be fighting those who care about you and like love you and have love for you and really just trying to protect you and look out for you. But it's kind of like you're thinking them trying to protect you is them taking control and telling you what to do. But that's not always the case. Sometimes we get blindsided by the things we love to do. We're enjoying it that much and we have the thrill. We don't always see the danger to it. It's not necessarily, you stop if you want to. No one's going to force you. You could do that yourself. It's like people that do parachuting. There's always a risk the parachute could fail, or the parachute may not work, or it could rip, or something happens. Very rare, but it could happen. And they come to the floor and either die or become paralysed. Same with horse riding. If you get chucked off a horse, you could be paralysed. People that do parkour. There's so many risks with so many things. And it's kind of just, it's more knowing the risk factors and really knowing what could happen than more than anything. Let's get some guidance and advice for you, Taurus. Let's get some guidance and advice. So, can I have some guidance and advice? Can I have some guidance and advice? Can I have some guidance and advice? Can I have some guidance and advice for Taurus? Can I have some guidance and advice for Taurus? Can I have some guidance and advice for Taurus? Can I have some guidance and advice for Taurus? Can I have some guidance guidance and advice for Taurus? Can I have some guidance and advice for Taurus? Right. So, like I was saying, you need to prepare yourself for the damage it's causing, and that it can cause. Because the more you do it without protecting yourself or have precautions, the more it will be too late in the end. The only one that's going to get burnt is you. And you'll only have yourself to blame. You can't say, how come this happened? You need to know that it can happen. So if it does happen, you knew that was going to happen. You stop lying to yourself that you're going to be okay, because there's a risk that you won't be okay from it. And then you'll be left sitting in self-pity, like, this is unfair, why has this happened to me? It's kind of hurting you right under your nose, and it's kind of like you're trying to ignore the signs. Like, you know, it's like either something's happened where there was a... I don't know, let's say, this isn't it, but an example would be like where you go to step out into the street, go to cross the road and you don't see a car, and then it soon's past and you nearly get hit. Like, something's happened, like you've had a near miss and you're like, oh, that was close. And you was precautious for a bit of time, and you're kind of now relaxed and like, oh, that won't happen again. And you're kind of trying to ignore the signs. She's standing here. If she stepped into that water and there's a current, it'll take her. She thinks because she's got wings she can fly off. But if she's in the water, how's she flying? Don't be afraid to admit that it is dangerous or it is not healthy. Don't be afraid. Like, to ignore the signs, you're stupid then. To ignore the signs, because it's reckless to sit there and ignore the danger of things. It's like, kind of, you need to sit and evaluate yourself and the things you're doing. Listen to your inner self. Kind of really notice the signs and really listen to what's going on. Don't think that you can't admit failure or mistake because society says if you fuck up, well, then you're an idiot, you're never going to make it. That's not true. It takes someone bigger to admit a mistake than someone who won't, that's arrogant. That's all I'm really getting for you, Taurus. Is that you kind of need to really evaluate the situations that are going on and whether it's actually a good idea. You may think it's still a good idea, and that's fine, but at least know the precautions of what could happen. Thanks for listening.